Beatrice.
Yes.
Okay, you can
Always
read
ready.
that. I can just sit here.
Okay. Hi, we done some research about like how social media could impact our mental health and our self-feeling and so on. So, and we found out like it have really huge impact, especially on teenagers. So, but we have some questions for you to figure out how it could impact adults and how it did impact you like now. So. First question.
So, how has social media impacted your life?
Well, for me, I think it has impacted for the good and for the bad. I'm terribly addicted to Instagram. I have limited my use of Instagram to 1 hour, and I'm basically not respecting my limit every day because I just can't, because the addiction is so bad. So it's taking a lot of my time, and sometimes I feel pretty anxious after using it, and like have these feelings of not being enough in a way, comparing my life to other people's lives and that kind of stuff. But on the other hand, I also think that it has had some positive impacts to my life as well. For example, I have some internet friends with whom I only chat on Instagram and with whom we click really well, and I wouldn't have them if we never connected on social media. So I think it has impacted my life for the good and for the bad.
Okay.
What about you?
For me, I don't use social media a lot, but then I realized, well, what do you count as social media? One of the things I use daily is Reddit, which is like a news aggregator, but it's also social, so you have people commenting on news, and I realized that when there was a time that lots of bad stuff was happening in the world, I would only read every morning when I would open it, this horrible stuff happening, and I would start doom scrolling and again, I would read it and then go cry in the bathroom. It was horrible, and then I realized that I have to stop. I just have to stop reading it because it will happen anyways. I can't stop it from happening, but I don't need to like always be reading it. But it was really hard to stop reading it. I don't know why I felt like I have to. So I think also positive stuff, because also getting friends from around the world, it would be so hard not to contact them. If it was just when I was younger, the only way to contact them was like you could do email, but you could also actually send like a post. So I'm not that old, but there was a time when you would still send a mail, but then email came and that was big. But there wasn't a chat or wasn't social media then, so I do appreciate the fact that we can reach out and see the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we have kind of the same situation. We spend like social media for bad and for good. So, and we found out like the average time now spending in social media is about like 2 hours, but recommended one it's only like 30 minutes. So I guess we all go over these limits. So yeah. And we have next question for you. Have you ever struggled with mental health problems or some like insecure in yourself because of social media impact?
Wanna go first?
Sure, yeah. Like I said, I don't use so much like Instagram or these typical social media, but I do use LinkedIn quite a bit. And when I was running my startup, I would read a lot about different entrepreneurs and stuff, and there was a lot of pressure to always be working and show that you're making something and being someone and like making noise. And there came a time that I was getting really tired with my business. It took a lot out of me, and then at the same time I'm reading this feed and writing about how amazing I went to this thing and met these people, but I was really feeling bad. But it was hard to say that I am actually feeling bad and tired. I don't want to do this. So it's almost probably similar to going on Instagram and like trying to
having this fake life.
Yeah. And then like even now I don't feel like that anymore. But I try to limit sometimes my use. Like after summer, I decide I'm gonna not use LinkedIn for a while. And right now I have quite a bit of messages waiting, but I just decided I won't go there. But today I have to go because I have to post about the event and be like how amazing you are.
I've struggled a lot, like I mentioned before, especially Instagram has created a lot of like pressure when it comes to like these life events that you have, you might be super happy feeling about all the weddings, engagements, babies, all that, new jobs. But if you're not there, if you're like feeling low on yourself and seeing all that happiness around you, you might feel like, okay, have I ever accomplished anything in my own life? Because you start comparing, and that's the worst thing you can do. But I can't say that I haven't done that. So I just wanted to mention that I actually deleted Instagram for 3 months, and those were the happiest months of my life, probably, because I didn't have to compare. I didn't have to like, I don't know, it's not something you do consciously. I think it's all in our subconscious of like comparing, even though you don't want to compare your life. And I think that's one of the biggest issues causing mental health struggles.
I feel like we all should delete Instagram
Yeah.
sometimes for a
Yeah.
while. Yeah, at least for 1 month or something. So
Yeah.
we have last question for
Yeah.
you. Yeah, now the last question.
So how do you think that impact of social media differs between adults and teenagers?
Well, I think that it's a lot harder for teenagers than for adults, because as adults, at least I would like to believe that we already have this certain way of seeing things and realizing that it might not be the whole story that we
Yeah.
see over there. But I'm personally super concerned about that youngsters, especially like, I don't know, younger people than teenagers, who are just scrolling through and thinking that it's all real, that it's all something you're supposed to be, and something that's really like impacting your self-esteem. I think for teenagers the biggest thing is that it's impacting their self-esteem a lot, because you don't realize that it's actually pretty much fake. And for us adults, I think the social media probably, well, in a way impacts the same way, but still the biggest thing is that we don't see it so black and white. I think that the older you get, you can share this, but the older you get, the better you can see what's actually real and what's fake.
There might be more defenses. I think adults aren't experts at coping with social media. The same bad stuff happens. We can as well be addicted to it and use it wrong. And it's not like oh, you stop using it and then I go and, you know, like that's, I think all of us should figure out a healthier way to use it. Adults aren't better at it than teenagers. But the difference is that I think when you're younger, you're forming a view of yourself.
Exactly.
Like I kind of know who I am, and I'm quite comfortable that I'm like this. Some things I want to improve and always change, but I already know that some boy's kind of like this kind of guy. But when I was smaller, I didn't yet know who I was going to be. And then if I had all this information about all these other people that are so specific, this person is like this, and they're like they figured it out. But I don't really see have they figured themselves out or not. That's just what they are showing as a story. And I might even understand that they are just a persona on a video, but I would probably believe that they just have it figured out and I don't.
And you start comparing yourself.
Yeah, I think that's the only, it's a sensitive time to feel like everyone else has figured it out. When really in the world no one has figured it out. Even like I said, I know what Sampo is, but I still haven't figured the world out or exactly how things go. I'm more comfortable with that. But then, at least I was struggling. I need to figure out who I am, like what do I want to do, like, and having so much feedback about it that it's supposed to be like this
And pressure.
would be I would feel bad about it. I don't know. I think that's the difference.
Yeah, thank you guys for a wonderful conversation. We get so many inspiration and for like some thoughts in our mind to think about. So yeah, it was wonderful. So,
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the
thanks to
conversation.
you. Thank you so much.
yeah.
Welcome to our course, Stop Scrolling. Woo!